So I scrubbed up the pipes with the pipe scrubbing tool. I think that's the technical term. And I got rid of the burrs with my deburring tool. So now these are ready to accept shark bites. I'm using shark bites because it's quick, easy. I gotta get the customer back into service ASAP. And also eventually all this copper is gonna be gone. It's gonna be all PEX. So the shark bites just have to last long enough for me to get to stage 2 where I finish replumbing the entire house. So this is all going bye-bye. That's going to be PEX. These run into the wall and they tap into some plumbing that I can't deactivate, otherwise the upstairs bathroom won't work. So I got these shark bite end caps and I've already cleaned and deburred the pipes. So I'm just wiping them clean with a paper towel. And we're going to put these caps on there, and that'll cap them off until I get a chance to redo the plumbing up there. That's one. Oh, I should have opened these already. That's two. It's important that you clean these and deburr them because there are O-rings in there. And if you rip them or shred them or scratch them all up, you're going to have a leak. Get these clean over here. Again, I wouldn't use shark bites as permanent plumbing. This is just to get us by until I get a chance to redo everything else when the customer gets some more money up. Okay, put that on till it bottoms out. One more. Slips on probably a good 3/4 inch, maybe an inch. And there you are on. Once we liven everything up, we'll test them to see if they can hold pressure. So we got the washing machine hooked up. It's not quite how I wanted to do it, but again, it's temporary until I run the PEX all the way up to the washing machine. And I've got the shower hooked up. Ran these nice and neat. And plumb them into the wall, and I'll show you how they are running at the manifolds next. And I got the supply line for where the toilet's going to go run with a valve hooked up to it, so it's being pressure tested as we speak, proving that it doesn't have any leaks. And here's the manifold. You can see it's starting to fill up a bit. I'm labeling everything with masking tape for now. Once it's finalized, we'll get a label maker and label it a little more neatly. Every time I want to work on it, I have to shut the hot water heater down, kill the gas, take the chimney off, shut the furnace down, kill the gas, take the chimney off, so that I got a little room to work. You can see these guys were very considerate with the gas pipe, making this stinking Christmas tree here in front of me that's constantly in the way. We're hoping to, when this hot water heater goes, we're going to switch it out for a backpack or electric on the wall hot water heater. I already put the plywood on the wall for that purpose. And we'll just have to change the plumbing a little bit. And hopefully just run a 220 line right out to the breaker box in the garage there. No more gas, no more chimney. A little bit more room freed up in this very tight location. Look at what I got to do to try to run these pipes. I'm a big guy. I can't really fit in there. Can't get through to there because of all this plumbing mess. And I'm nailing it as best I can. Thank God I was a carpenter. Still am, because I can swing a hammer in some pretty awkward positions. But yeah, doing the best I can, but I can't get in there. Now, I love these manifolds, but the tricky part with them is figuring out where your pipes are going to run. You can do a little bit of crossing over. You can see here these can run behind each other, in front of each other, what have you. And there's a reason why I did that, to get that as far out of the way as possible. You can see here it's 1/2 inch line, so I'm doing about 3/4 of an inch addition for each piece to step out far enough that these won't contact one another. So for my next feed lines, I want them to be all the way up at the ceiling. And if I just take these next ones and run them up to the ceiling, they're going to be in the way if I go to run these down the road. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'll take the furthest away one, run it way over here. I'll do a little math to make sure that it spaces out well enough for all these others to progress in the current configuration. We can run up behind here. I left this space. I'll have to put some blocks and fasten these when I'm done. And we'll go up to the ceiling, run across the ceiling. I made some slots over there for the tubing to go through. We need 2 hots and 2 colds. As far as the colds go, I will probably start with the top 2 colds. Let them run over these red lines, the hot feeds, and then they will gradually tilt into the ceiling and run along with the hot or red lines that will be up there already. And then in the future, when I run these colds, they can run straight ahead, either the same route or into the wall, like I've been doing with these. I'm gonna put some cats in the wall here, like this one. I'll put one about here, I guess, or maybe down here to help it immobilize these tubes, keep them neat, give them something to mount to. I may have to put something on here, or maybe hit this with the heat gun to finagle it into staying back off of this tube. I don't want this metal clamp in contact with this tube expanding and contracting and chewing its way through. And now I got to figure out a neat way to go from the manifold to up here in the ceiling, because I want to go up and over in the ceiling and come down with a hot and a cold over here for the shower, and come down with a hot and a cold right here for the sink. That is all I have left to run until we replumb the rest of the house. Like I said before, the toilet's taken care of. The feed line anyway. I'll have to do the drain pipes next, obviously. Well, it's been a busy day for plumbing. I got my new hot and cold installed. Run in a very tight spot. Don't mind that squealing, it's just my customer killing his child. Kidding, they're playing. Poked through the sheetrock. This is a firewall. I had to get it up there so that I could mount the line over the top of the firewall, because I'm not going to have access to it later. And I ran cold down one side of the stud, hot down the other. I ran them to different heights so there will be room to turn the on-off valve that's going to be under the sink. I know it's silly putting an on-off valve when I have a PEX manifold, but it gives me an elbow, and in an emergency, a lot of people just run for under the sink to shut the sink off if it's leaking. A lot of people just run for behind the toilet if the toilet's overflowing. So I'm going to put a shut-off valve on both ends. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The other hot and cold continue going. I put one of these corner turns, elbow, whatever you want to call it, right angle, where it goes over the duct. I still got to finish clamping it, but then it goes into the wall bay. That's where the shower head is going to go. And there is the diverter. Now I'm ready to pressure test it. Okay, here goes the hot water. That is a scary sound. Sounds just like if the water was free flowing through the pipe. Here's the other hot. Here is the cold. Here's the other cold. And let's go check for drips. My hot and cold for the sink. I just put caps in them so that way I can just make a small hole for when I put the sheetrock on. And I'll put the valves here after the fact. No drip in there. No drips up here. No drip in here. Wonder if I should turn the shower on and make sure there's no drip up to this plug at the shower head. Okay, here goes. Cold. No leaking. Oh, actually, I guess that's hot too. No leaks. Okay, I figure I better shoot a quick video while there's some silence for me to shoot in. Got the plumbing pretty much done, at least the feed, not the drains. Still gotta figure out where the drain in the shower floor pan is going to be so that I know if I have to chisel out any more concrete. Then I'm going to run a 2-inch line from that drain down to here where it's going to Y off for the sink drain, and then it's going to continue over to where the toilet is going to go and then tap into over here. So I guess I'll be doing 3-inch coming out to here where it will Y off for the toilet, and then 3-inch out here to a reducing Y. That'll give me 2-inch to the sink and 2-inch to the shower. I put the diverter on, which is live right now. There is water pressure going to it. I know this is for a tub, but my customer was having a hard time deciding on the diverter. He liked the looks of this one, so I just capped off where it would go down to the faucet for the bathtub and just made it for the shower. And you can see I turned this on. Cold, hot, right in the middle is warm. Nothing's leaking out of the top here. Eventually, though, I do have to cut this into the elbow for the shower head, and then I got to cap this off to prove to the inspector that it's not leaking. So, got to run to the store to get that. Okay, so I finalized this the way I talked about. This is live, and it is on. Right now, it is on. There's off, cold, hot. So that's warm, hot, and cold. I tied it into this shower nozzle elbow. I got extra support down here just because I could. Cut it to length, put the clamp on it. I don't know if you recall, I had one of these black plastic stoppers there. Just trying to prove to the inspector that I am watertight up to this point. So I got this galvanized nipple and this copper cap. Don't ask. I don't know if you've noticed this problem, but when I go to the big box stores, they never have what I went there for. I always have to settle for something else. It was 1/2-inch thread. It was 1/2-inch thread. I got Teflon tape on it. It's doing the job. Proof's in the pudding. That's going to come off anyway once the shower stall goes in, and then the shower head's going to replace it. But there's proof that my work isn't leaking.